Hello, family. It is your girl, Wordplay Queen, and I am coming to you all with a message about misinformation, about information, and about misinformation. Okay, because I'm just like at the point where it's not that I'm fed up. It's just that I cannot continue to watch my fellow humans listening to propaganda and being fear mongered by the government and the news agencies and the TV shows and the music and the false history and the fake news. So it's like basically it's a lot of things that we have to start to pay attention to. I've already spoke a lot about what you consume and what you put inside your body, how important that is, that you monitor those things, whether it's food, drink, music, television, what you, all of the all of, not the orifices, but all of the senses, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, whatever you're putting into you, that is what you're going to be functioning off of. So if it's not good stuff, you have to know that your body's not going to function well. So that's just the first part. But what I mean by misinformation and fear and propaganda is I just take a little stroll, through the headlines, and I just read all of the different things that are being said, and I just wonder, I don't feel attached to them at all. I don't feel like I'm a part of this. I really feel like I'm beyond all of these things that they're talking about, the rise in COVID cases, Trump's tax records. Trump and Biden are going to have their first debate tomorrow, so that's something, if you're voting, that you might want to tap into so you can see what kind of crazy things they'll be quoting from there. But yeah, I'm just paying attention to the headlines and all the things going on around the world. But the one thing that I don't see them putting out here is the things that I found out to be true, like just real things that's going on in the world, like how in Britain, in the UK right now, they are protesting and they are unifying and they are getting together and realizing that the black person isn't the problem, the white person isn't the problem, the police isn't the problem. The problem is the government. The problem is the people that we've allowed to live, the 1%, the people that we've allowed to dictate and run so many things in our lives. I learned so much stuff about Rockefeller. Like, these are the things that they should be teaching us in school, but instead they're like teaching memorization and not like actual intelligence, like fake history and not like actually what went on. So when I say misinformation, this is really me saying that you have to investigate everything. You have to have an investigative mind. You have to constantly be studious and put a question mark behind everything that's presented to you, even things that I present to you. If I present something to you and you're like, where did they come from? I've never heard of that before. Like the fact that, oil is one of the most abundant liquids that we have in this world next to water. And somehow it's been monopolized by the Rockefellers over all these years, creating the term fossil fuels and making us feel like we got to go to war with Iran and Iraq and all these places for oil when oil will never run out. So those are the type of things that, like, did you know that? That was a real fact. Look up the origin of oil, and you will be surprised to know that we're never going to run out of that. So why isn't it free at this point? It's a lot of stuff that I feel like we've just been fed, since we were born. It's just a lot of things we've been told. It's a lot of ways of life we've been given, and we've never questioned it. We've never been like, hold up, that don't sound right. Why when I buy something, I pay a tax on it, and then when I get paid, they take taxes out of my pay, and then at the end of the year, I have to file taxes and pay. That you done just got taxed 3 or 4 times. It really just depends on how you fill that stuff out. But the thing is that you don't even own yourself. You don't own your own time. Like, you don't own your mind. It's nothing that's yours. So when you begin to see that all of these things you've been told is just misinformation, once you get the correct information, you start aligning your spirit so that you can discern what the truth is, then it's like boom. It's like the most magical thing. And trust me, people gonna call you crazy. They're gonna say you a conspiracy theorist. They're gonna say you're out of your mind. What are you doing? But once you figure out that the food has been poisoned, the concept of money is warped, we shouldn't even have it. The fact that the TV and everything, the music is poison, the water is poison, the medicine's poison. It's just so much that's been an attack to suppress you from this point, this year, this time. They have been building up to this. They have been trying to keep us from this age of enlightenment for so many years. But this is the time that they're not going to be able to cut it off. Do you hear me? They're not going to be able to slow us down this time. And I want to have a piece of this. And I want everyone to be able to embark and participate in the abundance and the blessings that's going to come from you raising your vibrations and understanding that the things that you've been told is just not true. All of this stuff. The rally that I was talking about that they had in the UK, where now they're just understanding that the government is the problem and we should all unify. The key thing to that is unify. It's hard to do that if everyone's not on the same page. So, of course, not everyone will be able to go. Sure, there is going to be a select few. The enlightenment won't touch everybody. Everybody won't be able to participate in this, and that is okay. I'm not upset about that. I like feeling chosen, and I know that there are other people out there who are uncomfortable right now, who don't want to wear a mask, who are not comfortable with being locked down, who don't like curfew, who don't like the idea that they literally don't have no control over their lives. But you can take that control back. If you are like that and you are feeling those discomforts and you feeling a shift, you have to start getting and spreading the good news to everyone. Everyone's not going to listen. Everyone's not going to like your message. But if more of us do not get together and begin to understand that if we do not raise our vibrations, if we do not align our individual spirits, if we do not understand that we have been lied to since birth, they have been doing you wrong. They have been rinsing off important nutrients that come out of you when you get born. They have been shoving you with vaccines. They have been cutting your umbilical cord. They have been feeding you poison through these artificial milks. It's just been very strategic, and it's been very well thought out. And once you wake up, you're going to start noticing the patterns. You're going to start understanding how they have been insulting your intelligence. You're going to start seeing that. You're just going to start seeing what the truth is. And I just am waiting for the day, because right now, it's almost going to be like the survival of the fittest. It's are you willing to acknowledge that you don't know anything, or are you going to sit in your ego and sit in your comfort and think that you have it all figured out, that when you watch the news that's just what it is, or when you read your Bible that's just what it is, or just accepting things for what they are instead of questioning things? You have a mind for a reason. You have a spirit for a reason. You have to begin to understand the power that these things have, the power of your heart, the power of your chakras, the power of you. You're very powerful. And the point of all of this is to limit our power. We have to take it back. We have to let go of this misinformation, unlearn so that we can relearn, so that we can conquer the true enemy, which is not each other. The enemy is not me. The enemy is not you. The enemy is not, the next door neighbor, the black guy down the street, the white cop. That's not your enemy. That's confusion. You know dang well anything that is right and just has nothing to do with confusion. You're not going to be confused about it. All of this chaos is going to be put to an end. But when it is put to an end, do you want to be on the side of people who chose to be complacent? And complacent means you're going to be controlled. Or do you want to be on the side of the people who chose to be free? So thank you for tuning in with me today. I just want to talk to you all about misinformation, unifying, and spreading the news. Once you do reach that point of elevation, don't be afraid to start a YouTube channel. Don't be afraid to get on IGTV and talk to your heart's content like I do. Don't be afraid to tell people about your enlightenment, because you're going to touch somebody and it's going to help them to be able to tell the next person and tell the next person and tell the next person. That's how we get this spread like a wildfire. Like the wildfire is steady happening in California. You might want to look into that. So yes, you all just be blessed. Go outside in nature, feel the wind, listen to the birds and the bees and everything while we still can before winter comes, and just connect with yourself. I have faith in you, and I know you're going to make it to that point where it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be like that sound. It's going to be like, boom, light bulb over your head and everything all at one time. So I pray for you to make it there safely, and I pray for you to make it there with all your sanity, because the deeper that you go, the darker it can get. But don't let it depress you, and don't feel like you have to save the world alone. The more people we educate and the more people we enlighten on this spiritual and intellectual journey, the more people will have as support. So I'm here for you, and I hope that you be blessed. Peace.